Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I believe that you are very fine. We all know that we are reading lesson number 3, Deep Water, written by William Douglas. In the previous lecture, we read up to para number 6. Now it's turn to start our studies from para number 7 onwards. It is on page number 25. With that, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. I landed in a sitting position. The writer says that when this energetic boy came and he picked me up and he tossed me into the deep end of the water, a swimming pool, where its depth was almost over 9 feet. When he tossed me there, and I landed at the bottom of the pool in a sitting position, and the writer swallowed some water. Swallow, dear students, mean make food or drink go down your throat and down towards your stomach. But this swallowing was not intentional, it was rather unintentional or forced. Because when you are under the water, if you are not properly equipped, because there is no chance except that you will swallow water, and went at once to the bottom. And he reached the bottom of the pool. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. The writer says, I was frightened, I was afraid. I was thinking that this would be end of his life, but he was not so afraid that uh, he was out of his wits. He lost his senses. No, he was settled in his senses. He was settled in his wits. Uh, uh, his mind was working very properly. On the way down, I planned. When my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump. But when he was on way down to the uh, deep to the bottom of the pool, he was thinking that once he reached the bottom, he would hit the bottom and would make a big jump so that he could reach back to the surface of the water. Lay flat on it and paddle to the edge of the pool. He thought that once he would reach to the surface of the water, he would paddle to the edge of the pool where it was the pool was very shallow, where there was enough chance to save his life. हमने वहाँ अपना लेसन वहाँ से शुरू करना है कि पिछले लेसन में हमने ये सीख लिया कि राइटर जब पूल में दूसरे लोगों का इंतज़ार कर रहा था कि वो भी आए और स्विमिंग एक्सरसाइज में वो भी ज्वाइन करें, लेकिन इसी दौरान एक ताकतवर बंदा आ गया, उसने राइटर को उठाकर पानी में फेंक दिया, वो भी उस साइड में जहाँ पानी की डेप्थ बहुत ज़्यादा थी, और राइटर पानी में जैसे डूब गया, उसने कुछ पानी भी उसके मुंह में गया और उसने उसको निगल लिया, लेकिन राइटर ने अपने होश हवास नहीं खोए। वो जाते जाते वाटर पूल के इस सतह पर जाते जाते वो ये सोच रहा था कि जो ही वो वाटर पूल के इस तह तक पहुंच जाएगा, वो एक जंप लगाकर वापस सरफेस पे आ जाएगा और वो तैर कर दूसरे साइड पर पहुंच जाएगा, जहां पर उसकी जान को ज़्यादा खतरा नहीं है या उसकी जान बच सकती है. It seemed a long way down. Those 9 feet were like 90, and before I touched the bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. But it was not easy to do what the writer has thought. The 9 feet seemed a long way. It looks that he was traveling a long distance of 90 feet. Before he touched the bottom, his lungs, as if his lungs were bursting, they start to burst. And what it what does burst mean? Burst mean to break open, the act of bursting, the act of collapsing. यानी किसी चीज का अचानक फट जाना, तोड़ तोड़ जाना. Same happened with the writer as far his lungs were concerned when he was deep into the water, ready to burst. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. But once he reached, meanwhile, he felt that his lungs were start to burst. Meanwhile, he reached the bottom of the pool and he summoned all his strength. And summon, what did summon mean? Summon has two meanings. First, when it is used as a noun, it means to order someone to come to the place, to come to, say, some office or somewhere else. When it is used as a verb, it means try very hard. And same meaning is applied here, to try very hard. I summoned all my strength, means I tried all I tried very hard to sum up my strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. Great spring upwards. Spring has again two meanings. Spring is the name of a season between winter and summer when leaves and flowers appear. But here the meaning is to move suddenly and quickly in a particular direction. The writer's particular direction was to the surface of the water. He was at the bottom of the swimming pool and he intends to move to the surface of the water. That's why here the word is used, the great spring upwards. His travel was upwards and it was a very hot, a very where the very energy of the writer was involved. I imagine it, I would bob to the surface like a cork. Here the word is bob. Bob is used. Bob means to move up and down when floating on the surface of the water. I imagine it. The writer imagined he would bob to the surface of the water, he would reach to the surface of the water and will move up and down there, he will float there. Instead, I came up slowly, I opened my eyes and saw nothing but water. But once he reached on the surface of the water, he opened his eyes, he saw nothing but water and water. Water was everywhere there. Water that had dirty yellow tinge. Tinge means a slight staining, a suffusing shade of color that was of yellow color. यानी टिंज का मतलब ये है कि एक शेड सी बनती है एक फेंट सा कलर बनता है, और ये फेंट कलर जो था ये येलो कलर का था, जो वाटर की सरफेस पे राइटर को दिखाई दिया. I grew panicked. I reached as if to grab a rope and my hands clutched only at water. But seeing this, the writer got panicked. He got afraid. The fear overpowered him. जब ये नज़ारा राइटर ने देख लिया, क्योंकि वो पहले ही डरा हुआ था, तो इस पर ज़्यादा खौफतारी हो गया. I reached up as if grab a rope and my hands clutched only at water. He feels that he should grab something just like a rope, to made his exit. But nothing happened. But his hands were clutched only at water. Clutch, clutch at means to suddenly take hold of someone or something because you are frightened, in pain. When you are frightened, in pain, or in danger, then when you try to catch something, it means that you are clutching at. जब वो किसी हाथ पाँव मारना चाहता था, किसी चीज़ को पकड़ना चाहता था, किसी चीज़ का सहारा लेना चाहता था, तो वहाँ सिर्फ कुछ नहीं उसे मिला, सिर्फ वाटर ही वाटर था, पानी ही पानी था. I was suffocating. The writer says he was suffocating. Suffocate means to die or make someone die by preventing them from breathing. Or you are unable to breathe due to something or some situation. यानी आपका दम घुट रहा है, आप अब सांस भी नहीं ले पा रहे हैं. I tried to yell but no sound came out. He tried to cry, make a scream, but no sound came out, but he was unable to do so. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water, but not my mouth. But meanwhile, his struggle was on. His eyes and nose came out of the water, and his mouth was still under the surface of the water. I flailed at the surface of the water. I flailed to move your flail means to wave your arms or legs in an uncontrolled way, to beat someone or something violently. यानी वो हाथ पाँव मार रहा था बड़े जोर से पानी की इस सतह पर. Swallowed and choked. He was swallowing some water and he feel choked. Choke is suffocate is something different, and choke is something different. Choke is to be unable to breathe properly because something is in your throat, or there is not enough air. The choking is created out of two situations. When something is stuck at your throat, or there is scarcity of air, there is shortage of air, and then you feel choked. तो राइटर के साथ भी यही हुआ. वो अपने आप में वो घुटन महसूस कर रहा है, वो प्रॉपरली सांस नहीं ले पा रहा है. आई ट्राई टू ब्रिंग माई लेग्स अप बट दे हंग एज डेड वेट्स, पैरालाइज्ड एंड रिजिड. He tried to move up his legs, but his legs were looking very dead, motionless, and they were looking paralyzed, means unable to move or feel, or they were looking very rigid, very stiff, very hard, not flexible as a normal person. A great force was pulling me under. It looks to writer that something was pulling him under the surface of the water. I screamed. I means the writer screamed. He made a loud cry. Scream means to make a loud cry. High noise. Scream is scream. The word scream is used when you are hurt, frightened, or excited. But only the water hurt me. But there was nothing but water. Water could harm him, water could help him, water could hurt him. सिर्फ और सिर्फ पानी इसको मार भी सकता था, पानी इसको बचा भी सकता था, पानी इसकी सुन भी सकता था. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool, and as if he had tried very hard to reach the surface of the water, but all his efforts were going in vain, as something was pulling him under the surface of the water, and his journey starts backwards down to the pool, bottom of the pool. I think this is, dear students, this is enough for today. But the request is that you will yourself watch the videos, watch your lectures, not my lectures, but the lectures of your all subject teachers on the LMS, and communicate to your friends that it's very important to watch your lectures on LMS, because once you watch your lectures, one lecture on LMS, it means that you are present on that very particular day. If you will not take any care, you will show negligence, two things will happen. First, they are not actual classrooms, and it will tell upon badly your studies. One thing. Second is you will fall short of attendance, and you will perhaps not be allowed to write the examination. Hope that you will keep this in your mind, and you will act according to the wishes of your teachers, wishes of your parents, wishes of your community, and stay home and stay safe. Thank you very much.